So you gave her the option to join as panelists?
Yes.
Yes, she's joining now.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Connecting to audio, the message says.
good.
Madam Minister, you are here. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning from Belize.
Good morning, Minister Fonseca.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Sure, my pleasure. My pleasure.
So your technology works.
Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Minister from Barbados. It works also. You were here. We could see you.
Yes, we can see you now.
Are
Morning.
you hearing?
Okay, I think we are all set, right?
If you don't mind, I don't see that Minister McConney. I see her connected, but I'm not sure. Can you see her or hear her?
We can see her, but now it seems like it's...
Yes, she was, the
Me,
video
good morning.
worked for a minute. Ah, you are not hearing us well.
Morning.
Good morning, Madam Minister. So we can hear you. We cannot see you on the camera yet. We saw you earlier.
I'm not hearing. Are you seeing me now? Are you seeing me now?
No, we can't.
Oh, we can hear you very well, but we cannot see you.
Are you able to see me now?
Yes, we can now, and we can hear you as well. Thank you.
Excellent. Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Good
Sabine, whenever you are ready, we
Yes,
can
I
start.
think, given that all the panelists are here, so good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. And then we would start with the official start now of the program. The master of ceremony is Rodrigo. He will walk us through. So over to you.
Thank you, Sabine, and good morning. Thank you, everyone that is joining us today live through YouTube and on Zoom. My name is Rodrigo Iriani, and on behalf of the Trust for the Americas, we would like to welcome you to the launch event of the Code Caribbean Initiative. STEM skills are crucial in today's digital world, so this is a very important initiative for us at the Trust, and the Code Caribbean is a collaborative effort between the Trust for the Americas, the Inter-America Development Bank, and Code.org. thanks to the support of the Japan Fund to the IDB and the Porticos Foundation. This first pilot project will be implemented in 2 countries, in Barbados and in Belize. And these 2 countries have been selected from among 7 Caribbean countries that are part of the Regional Code Caribbean Initiative, promoting STEM for innovation in the Caribbean. It will be implementing in close collaboration with the Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology of Belize and the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training in Barbados. I would also like to acknowledge the group of teachers that are now present and together there in Barbados, kicking off the first trainings of this initiative. And with no further ado, I would like to welcome Ambassador of Fukushima, Ambassador of Japan to the Caribbean that will share some opening remarks with us.
Thank you very much. May I speak?
Thank you, Ambassador. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Honorary Minister Kay Makoni, Minister of Education, Technological and Vocational Training of Barbados, the Honorable Minister Francis Fonseca, Minister of Education, Culture, Science and Technology of Belize, the Inter-American Development Bank, the Porticos Foundation, .org, the Trust of the Americas, distinguished guests. I have a great pleasure as well as an honor to participate in this launching ceremony of the Code Caribbean, promoting STEAM for innovation in the Caribbean for the implementation in Barbados and Belize. Barbados and Belize are fortunate to have been chosen as the first participants in the Inter-American Development Bank's pilot project of Code Caribbean. And on behalf of the government of Japan, I would like to extend my gratitude to the IDB for facilitating this important project. The Trust for the Americas and Porticos Foundation and Code.org for partnering, and the Ministries of Education of Belize and Barbados for their participation. As a country which values technology and its development, Japan is pleased to contribute $700,000 or 60% of the budget to this 2-year computer science project. This pilot project will not only provide invaluable training for teachers in the area of computer science, but will also increase innovation in the classroom with diversifying learning. This will have the added benefit of exposing teachers to socio-emotional and entrepreneurial skills that could be particularly beneficial to disadvantaged youth. The project also serves to create closer relationships between the Ministries of Education and private sector. I do sincerely hope that this pilot project would be hugely successful and highly beneficial to all involved. We expect that the skills gained from this project would not just enhance the educational experience of the students participating, but would lead to increased chances for future employment and would help prepare those who are interested in other technology-oriented education programs and careers. Globalization and the increasing interconnectivity of states have made the need for computer literacy a basic necessity for our youth. Additionally, the COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated the need for computer science and information and communications technology, with many courses of study being partially or fully online. The government of Japan has been promoting this field through our policies from the Fourth Industrial Revolution, which has focused on applied ICT, including big data, robotics, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things. This then progressed to the concept of Society 5.0, which incorporates the innovations of the fourth industrial revolution into all aspects of society in a way that will make persons' lives more convenient and sustainable. Consequently, Japan is poised to facilitate computer science education in primary, secondary, and tertiary schools and vocational training institutes. With the expected success of this project, I anticipate that this project will serve as a model for other participating countries, namely Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Suriname, Guyana, and the Bahamas, for an eventual integration into these countries' education policies and programs. On behalf of the government of Japan, I'd like to extend best wishes for a highly promising pilot project with tangible results that could be shared across the region. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Fukushima. Big thank you, and thank you to the government of Japan for the support to this initiative. As mentioned, one of the main supporters as well is the Porticus Foundations, and we will now hear from Mr. Ryan Borges, Global Lead at Porticus. Ryan, thank you and good morning.
Thank you, Rodrigo, and thank you and good morning. Thank you and good morning, Honorable Minister Kay Makani, Honorable Minister Francis Fonseca, Your Excellency Ambassador Fukushima, Ms. Mercedes Mateo Diaz, and representatives of the IDB, representatives of Code.org, Trust for the Americas, representatives of the Ministries of Education of Belize and Barbados, ladies and gentlemen. In today's world, there are more children and youth in and out of school facing extraordinary adversities compared to any other time in modern history, from increased environmental disasters to greater polarizations in many countries, to an increase in mental health and well-being challenges, and more. In addition, the required skills and capabilities to succeed in life continue to change and evolve. Societal needs are more dynamic, fluid, and require that children and youth develop skills, values, and capabilities that go well beyond the traditional academic knowledge. Education plays a critical role in addressing the challenges and opportunities we face today and will face in the future by ensuring students have the appropriate skills, abilities, attitudes, and values to do so. The Code Caribbean project is contributing to this preparation. The project strives to strengthen science, technology, engineering, and mathematics skills of students. It strives to strengthen alignment of what students are learning and what is in demand in the labor market. It also strives to strengthen another important and critical area, strengthening required competencies students need to reach their potential, such as motivation, collaboration, flexibility, and resilience. Learning is a dynamic process. It is shaped through our experiences and surrounding environments. There's a growing body of evidence that developing skills and learning takes place more effectively when we bring together and strengthen social, emotional, and cognitive functions, especially for those students who face greater challenges or adversities. When a young person is able to manage their emotions, is motivated, able to work with others, and able to think critically and focus on what they are learning, their skills in STEM, in this case, are strengthened more effectively. At Porticus, we prioritize and refer to such approaches as whole child development. A key part of the work that we support focuses on understanding better the conditions that foster student development of these core skills and capabilities, such as resilience and social and emotional learning. The emphasis is on how learning and development happens. Teachers and school leaders play a critical role in this process. STEM approaches help teachers create an environment that stimulates learning in the classroom. It creates opportunities for collaboration, peer dialogue, and participation, all of which the evidence shows leads to greater skill development. We also recognize that providing teachers with what they need to succeed includes not only the pedagogical approaches and content knowledge, but also requires ensuring their social and emotional well-being. I'm excited to be with you here today at this launch. It marks an important step towards creating the learning opportunities youth need to build the required technical, social, and emotional skills for today and for the future. I look forward to learning about the progress of the initiative and collaborating with you as such opportunities arise. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Thanks for the support at Porticus. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Pat Young-Pradet, Chief Academic Officer at Code.org. Pat, good morning. What can you tell us about the Code Caribbean initiative?
Rodrigo, thank you. Hello, everyone. On behalf of the team at Code.org, I would like to thank Ambassador Fukushima and the Embassy of Japan, Mr. Burgess of the Porticus Foundation, Mr. Makani of Barbados, Minister Fonseca of Belize, and the entire team at the Inter-American Development Bank for your partnership in this endeavor. So Code.org, if you haven't heard of us, is a nonprofit organization that's leading the worldwide computer science education movement. Our mission is that every student in every school has the opportunity to learn computer science. And so our role in this project is to provide the curriculum, training, and policy expertise. We can't do this without the partners on this webinar, especially the leadership of the ministers of Barbados and Belize. You know, from the beginning, I've been really impressed by how readily these countries and these ministries of education have recognized the value and opportunity that computer science provides their youth. My hope is that through the lessons learned in these pilot programs, we'll be able to scale computer science education throughout these countries as well as the Caribbean, with these two countries leading the way. So, ministers, thank you for your partnership. If you're a principal or a teacher or even a parent listening to this right now, I would like to thank you for your partnership in this work. Teachers, especially, if you're listening to this, I used to be a computer science teacher as well. I know how hard it is even to pick up something new because I came from a background different from computer science when I first started teaching. So this can be, I know that you're in this program and you're teaching computer science because you believe in it. So stick with it. You're going to see that your students will love it, will be more engaged than they've ever been in school. Our intention at Code.org with this program is nothing less than to give your students a superpower to be able to improve their lives and the world around them. So we do this work because students who learn computer science are students who find personal agency, joy, and fulfillment in their work, are obviously prepared for the future workforce. They can become informed citizens and also create the technological, scientific, and social innovations that will improve our world. That's why we're part of this project. That's why we're thankful for all these partners. Thank you again for your partnership and allowing Code.org to be part of this project. Thanks, Rodrigo.
Thank you, Pat. And I second those comments. This is a great opportunity for both countries to develop the coding and the computer science agenda. I would also like to take the opportunity again to thank the support of the Inter-American Development Bank to make this initiative possible. So Mrs. Mercedes Mateo Barganza is Chief of the Education Division at the IDB. Mercedes, thank you for joining us today, and the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Rodrigo. Good morning, Honorable Minister Kay McConney of the Ministry of Education, of Technological and Vocational Training of Barbados, the Honorable Minister Francis Fonseca, Minister of Education, Cultural Science and Technology of Belize, Your Excellency Ambassador Fukushima of Japan to Barbados, Ryan Burgess from the Porticus Foundation, Pat Young-Pradet of Code.org, the Trust for the Americas, members of the Ministries of Education of Belize and Barbados. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. The fourth industrial revolution brings both challenges and opportunities for the economic and social development of our countries. New digital technologies, including robotics, artificial intelligence, blockchain, the Internet of Things, and biotechnology can boost economic growth, create jobs, and generate new productivity increases through increased production, exports, and employment in higher value-added and digitized activities. In 2025, the digital economy is expected to account for 25% of global productivity. The transformation does represent an opportunity for the socioeconomic progress of the entire region. And however, countries face the challenge of addressing the important skills gap to allow a smooth transition of the youth into the labor market. For that reason, the IDB Group has adopted a roadmap for achieving economic and social development in Latin America and the Caribbean. Is what we call the Vision 2025, reinvesting in the Americas. 3 of the priorities of this vision are promoting social progress by improving the quality of learning, facilitating digital economy by increasing digital literacy in youth, and reinforcing gender equality by preventing unconscious bias in curriculum and practices. Although 70% of companies in the Latin American and Caribbean region are already in the early stages of digital transformation, the demand for information technology professionals is expected to grow tenfold by 2030. 60% of employers across the region state that they face a severe skills gap, according to the Innovation Firm and Performance Gender Survey. Despite high enrollment rates at the secondary level in the Caribbean, among the students that do take or pass the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate examinations, a minority sits for science, technology, engineering, and math subjects. For example, enrollment in science at the secondary level is low. Current enrollment rates range between 2 to 7%, compared to an average of 10% in OECD countries, and of 13 to 18% in strong research and innovation economies such as Germany, France, Ireland, the United Kingdom, and China. The low participation in STEM subjects then translates into challenges of the region to fully leverage technology for the socioeconomic and sustainable development strategies. In addition, low investments in research and development, combined with little collaboration between the private sector and the universities, have caused a dearth in STEM skills for innovation. This is creating a mismatch with the needs of the market and the global economy for innovation. So how to address these challenges? To address the digital skills gap, education and training organizations in the Caribbean have to work closely with the private sector to strengthen the ecosystem. Key public sector stakeholders in the region recognize that to better respond to the skill requirements of the 21st century, they must improve STEM education and encourage both girls and boys to pursue STEM careers and classes, those preventing the occupational segregation that usually affects girls and women. As a result, students have to be motivated and genuinely interested in STEM so we can have a larger pool of talent with relevant science, technology, engineering, and math skills. We need them to become active participants in these sectors of the economy to make their countries more competitive. Together with the Ministries of Education in the region and the IDB, we have joined forces to prepare students for this uncertainty that comes with rapid technological changes. We created the 21st Century Skills Initiative to promote social progress and economic growth by developing foundational skills like math and language, but also a set of transversal and portable skills such as problem solving, computational thinking, teamwork, collaboration, grit, required to build a robot-proof talent that can successfully adapt to new technologies and processes. The Code Caribbean project aims to bridge the skills gap in STEM areas by teaching students computer science in both primary and secondary education. Why is the focus on computer science so central to education? Because individuals should not only know how to use computers, but should understand how computers work to take full advantage of them. Computer science goes beyond digital skills, that is using a computer or a digital device and being a passive consumer. We need to allow students to get in the mind of the computers, understand their logic. They have to be active producers of digital content in its different forms. In addition, research also shows that computer science is beneficial for other outcomes in education. Increased college enrollment and development of problem-solving abilities. It improves student response inhibition, planning, and coding skills, and it improves in the future, down the road, employment and wages. The Ministries of Education in the region have recognized and embraced these changes, and in the case of Barbados and Belize, the Code Caribbean project complements their ongoing efforts to update their curriculum and strengthen the teaching and learning of STEM subject areas. The implementation of computer science in Barbados and Belize is a first phase. It is expected that the teaching of computer science will become part of the national systems in the two countries, and the program can be rolled out to more countries in the region. I would like to end my intervention by congratulating both the Ministry of Education in Belize and Barbados for their continued efforts to modernize their curriculum to ensure that students acquire the required skills for today's world. I'm also looking forward to the collaboration with the Trust of the Americas and Code.org in the implementation of the Code Caribbean project. Both organizations have extensive experience in implementing projects, and Code.org has introduced computer science to many education systems, including the US, but also around the world. Finally, and very importantly, I want to thank our two funding agencies, the Japan Fund of the IDB and the Porticus Foundation, for the financial support for this crucial regional project. I hope that there will be opportunities to extend the program to other Caribbean countries in the near future with their support. I am looking forward to the successful implementation of this project and to hear about what I believe will be its many lessons learned and results to bring a 21st century education for today's generation in the Caribbean region. Thank you.
Thank you, Mercedes, and thanks to the IDB and especially to the education division there and your team working on this initiative. Now, I would like to welcome Minister Marconi, Minister of Education, Technological and Vocational Training of Barbados. Minister Marconi, a pleasure having you with us today, and congratulations again for being one of the two Caribbean countries piloting this initiative.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremonies. Minister Francis Fonseca, Your Excellency Fukushima, to the representatives of the IDB, Mrs. Mercedes Monteo Berganza, as well as Ms. Sabine Rival-Berg, and to, of course, the representative of Porticus Foundation, and of course, Code Caribbean, and of Trust for the Americas, to all of those from our Ministry of Education and other guests on this stream. Thank you so much for allowing Barbados to be a part of this. Good morning, all. And I offer remarks at this launch of the Code Caribbean project in Barbados with a pleasure that holds high hopes for where this project can take us in education. This initiative comes at a crucial time in our nation's history, when we are seeking to transition our education system from one that is anchored in the vestiges of our past towards one that embraces diverse educational thought that's more geared to equipping our citizens to successfully compete in a modern world in ever-changing times. Now, we live in a world that is advancing rapidly scientifically and technologically. And Barbados's Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, we welcome the collaboration with Code Caribbean to further enhance the creativity, the communication, collaboration, and the critical thinking among our school-aged population. Coding as an area of new and evolved thinking and skill. It permeates every facet of everyday life, whether it's our cell phones or calculators or washing machines or televisions, just to name a few. They require code to function effectively. And an early introduction to code, as Barbados piloted last year within our nursery, primary, secondary, and special schools. We intend to ensure that our children are appropriately exposed at an early age. And as they develop a better understanding of their world, it opens their minds to the perceived opportunities where they can learn and contribute to homegrown solutions using programming and the skills that come with coding. While our first form students will be the ultimate beneficiaries of this Code Caribbean project, teachers will be empowered through their engagement in professional development activities that will serve to widen their technological knowledge base and to hone their computational skills. The desired effect is to build the capacity of our local teaching complement in pursuit of our mandate to deliver a high quality education. And I trust that the teachers participating in the 3-day workshop will find it productive and rewarding. This ministry, which has responsibility for education, technological, and vocational training, we are committed to improving the quality and the utility of education within our system, especially as it relates to science, technology. This is a significant part of the reason why we embarked on the implementation of coding and robotics curriculum across our nursery, primary, secondary, and special schools last academic year. It is the reason why a few months ago, in collaboration with the Inter-American Development Bank, we began the process of piloting the Maria Holder Lab School for Early Childhood Education, which will focus on teaching and learning of science, mathematics, and literacy as part of our ministry's goal to improve the teaching and learning of STEM subjects. It is the reason why 2 weeks ago, we launched the partnership with the Center of Science and Innovation out of the United States that resulted in the distribution of over 400 science kits filled with experiments to school-age children within our system. Now, as we continue on this journey, a journey towards developing minds and empowering students within our public system to thrive in a 21st century world, I sincerely wish to thank the ministry, the team here at our Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, the Inter-American Development Bank, and all of the donor parties involved, Trust of the Americas, Code.org, and of course, our friends from Japan for bringing this project to the implementation stage. I also wish to express my appreciation to the principals, the teachers, and the students for your continued support and effort. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a worthwhile venture that can contribute to national development and regional development, to the creation of an evolved and a progressive society. So Barbados is in, and we say, let us continue to work together to obtain the results that will deliver benefit for us all. Thank you.
Minister Marconi, thank you so much. Thank you to the ministry for your partnership. Thanks to the teachers, principal, the parents, and all the education ecosystem in Barbados. Finally, I would like to welcome Minister Francis Fonseca, Minister of Education, Culture, Science, and Technology of Belize. He's joining us today from Belize. Minister, congratulations for your leadership and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Rodrigo. Good morning to each and every one of you. It is with sincere pleasure and pride that I greet you today on behalf of the government and people of Belize. Our participation in this Code Caribbean project reflects our commitment to promoting the teaching and learning of science and technology throughout our education system, with a view to cultivating and developing Belizeans who will be able to think and to act in ways which will lead to national development. The Belize Education Sector Plan 2021 to 2025 states very clearly that technology is central to our plan, that we must embrace its use and we must be bold, creative, and progressive in its application to the needs and requirements of our education system. Our vision statement states that science and technology resources will be widely available and effectively used to facilitate and improve the quality of teaching, learning, and decision-making. Our sector plan focuses on 4 key areas: reforming the system of education, transforming teaching and learning, prioritizing underserved sectors, and maximizing the workforce. Technology is central to these multiple strategic actions, from early childhood education through to teacher development. As part of the newly launched National Curriculum Framework, we have begun a move toward competency-based education across the system. Information technology has been replaced with science and technology from primary through to secondary school. And this Code Caribbean project will support our ministry's efforts to provide high quality, relevant teaching and learning materials for teachers and students. Code Caribbean will complement the plans of the Ministry of Education, Culture, Science, and Technology to build science and technology. Since August 2021, we have launched the Teacher Learning Institute as a virtual hub offering relevant, meaningful, year-round professional development training sessions based on identified needs of teachers and school leaders. In addition to pedagogy, teachers have been able to hone their skills in lesson delivery while they learn how to use technology effectively in the virtual classroom. In June of 2022, we launched the 501 Academy, our national school portal, a learning platform designed to support quality resources for teachers and students to facilitate remote learning and appropriate implementation of the national curriculum. The maiden voyage of 501 Academy was the Let's Catch Up Summer Camp, an 8-week-long program focused on improving foundational literacy and numeracy for 5 to 8-year-old students. The truly revolutionary element of this camp was that the lessons were delivered by master teachers, streamed live from a studio in the nation's capital to 120 classrooms across the country, as well as through social media and local radio stations. Just a few weeks ago, we broke ground for our country's first STEAM Lab High School in collaboration and partnership with the distinguished Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So we have been making our way forward step by step into this new technological era. The schools who are a part of this 2-year pilot program will be trailblazers for Belize. Coding teaches logic. It improves math and writing skills. Understanding computers and learning the basics of coding inspires an appreciation for how things work and helps develop critical thinking and problem-solving skills. The children who participate in these lessons will be encouraged to design, to create, to innovate, and they will grow into stronger, more resilient adults, better capable of shaping the world. We look forward to seeing this program grow over the next 2 academic years and to working with Code Caribbean to expand the technological skills that are key to innovation and diversification for students moving into secondary school. Increased access to science and technology will help to close the learning gaps that became so glaringly evident because of COVID. It will advance efforts at inclusion for those who are left behind with traditional teaching methods. It will highlight the ways in which the education system and the private sector can work together for national development. Ultimately, we recognize that our efforts here will have far-reaching benefits for our nation and our world. I want to, of course, acknowledge the IDB, Trust for America's, Code.org, the Japan Fund, Ambassador Fukushima, and the government of Japan, and Porticus and the Porticus Foundation. I thank you all for your part in making this important program a reality. We look forward to working with you to make these dreams come true. I thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Minister Fonseca. I would like to express my gratitude as well to all the ministry team there in Belize for your support and partnership. And before closing, I would like to give the stage to Ms. Sabine Reble-Obo from the IDB Education Division Specialist. And thank you for your leadership on this initiative. Sabine, the stage is all yours.
Good morning, everyone. I'm very moved and I'm very pleased to be here this morning at the project launch. It was a long journey, given that we were interrupted with the implementation of the initial activities due to the COVID pandemic. So it is even more rewarding and meaningful to me personally to be here today. And I want to take this opportunity to thank all the different parties involved in making today happen and to complete all the activities that led up to today's event. And more importantly, thank you all in advance for the activities that are to come in the upcoming 2 years. But first of all, I want to thank all the speakers in today's panel for taking the time, for being part of it, and for their commitment to the project. In particular, I want to thank the Honorable Minister McConney of the Ministry of Education and Technological and Vocational Training in Barbados, as well as the Honorable Minister Francis Fonseca of the Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology in Belize, and for confirming that the Code Caribbean project fits very well and complements the projects and all the initiatives and reform you are already doing. So thank you for your commitment and for your support. I want to thank the two funding agencies, Ambassador Fukushima, the Ambassador of the Government of Japan to Barbados, and Ryan Burgess from the Porticus Foundation. Without the two funding sources, the project would not be possible. So thank you very much for your contribution. And as was mentioned before, we hope that this collaboration will continue beyond this initial pilot initiative, as we expect to expand it to more countries and across school systems within the Caribbean region. I also want to thank the technical teams in both ministries, and there are many members who contributed to make this successful, and I hope I do not forget anyone. But I want to extend my sincere thank you to both the Chief Education Officers in Belize and in Barbados, Dr. Ramona Archer-Bradshaw and Mrs. Yolanda Gongorda, and their teams to work on the Code Caribbean pilot program and to make it that we are here today. I also want to thank Dr. Ida May Denny and Mr. Troy Belgrave and Dr. Cumberbatch and the Urdistan Teacher Training College colleagues in Barbados. And I want to thank Mrs. Namrita Balani in Belize for all their work and support to make today happen and to be key partners in the implementation as we move forward. I recognize that there are many colleagues in the ministries whose names I am not aware of, but who also contributed to make this event happening today. So a thank you to all of you. Then, of course, a big thank you to all the school principals in both Belize and Barbados who brought on their support and commitment to have the Code Caribbean project implemented in their respective schools. I know it created a bit of noise and some changes. So thank you very much for taking the pilot on and the initiative. And thank you for your continued support. It is a pilot initiative, so there will be some challenges which we will have to address in the future. But I hope we will have continued great collaboration and together we can find solutions to the challenges we will encounter. Then most importantly, the teachers, and I understand there's a big group right now at Barbados participating in the launch as part of the training. But a big heartfelt thank you to all the teachers in both Belize and in Barbados who are part of this program. Thank you for taking it on. And I hope you are as excited as we are to bring this initiative into your schools. And we hope that the coaches, and I thank you in advance for all the coaching services provided, and the team will be helpful and supportive in the implementation of the project. And please let us know if there are any bottlenecks you encounter and additional support is needed. But thank you for being part of the initiative. Then I want to thank the team from the Trust for the Americas, starting with Rodrigo. As I mentioned, Trust for the Americas is the coordinating agency. And then the team from Code.org, Pat, Lara, and Leo. Thank you for sharing your expertise and your content. And as you heard, everyone is very excited. So we are looking forward to this 2-year implementation of the project. I also want to thank the evaluation team. We have planned an evaluation to really measure that the intervention is effective. So I want to thank Dr. Hall, Dr. Hoare, Mrs. Wiggins, my colleague Dieter Boyerman, and all the field agents who already started collecting data in the past month and will continue collect data in upcoming months. So thank you all for making it a rigorous evaluation and for helping to put in the data and information together. Then finally, I want to thank my colleagues, Emma Naslund, Cynthia Hobbs, Augustina Thallinger, and Adriana Viteri, and our division chief Mercedes Matteo Berganza for their continued support. And to close, I really thank you all for being here and spending your time this morning with us. I'm looking forward to a successful implementation and hope that in our continued spirit of collaboration and teamwork, we can address any issues that we will encounter. And thank you for your interest and support. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabine, and thank you again to all the high-level speakers we had today. To close, I would like to invite you to keep posted to this initiative. We will be sharing progress, lessons learned from the 2 countries, the development of the coding agenda in the Caribbean. We'll have news in our social media and our website of the project as well. So please follow us and stay tuned to this initiative that promises very good results. Thank you, everyone, again, and we'll see you soon.
Bye. Bye-bye.